This is Pictures by Kid Rock, and this lesson is primarily for beginners or those of you who like to sing and need a great song to play and sing along with. We're going to cover all the chords to the verse and chorus. We're not going to cover the finger picking and the solos and things like that. That's a whole nother lesson. And I'm going to do a lesson on that. But for now, we're going to keep it simple and basic for all the beginners and singers out there. And we'll get started now just by learning the 4 chords that you need to know to play the song. The first one is G5. Sounds like this. The easiest way to make the G5 chord is to start with your 3rd finger and pinky and use your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string and your pinky on the 3rd fret on the 1st string. Then you're going to bring your 1st finger over here to the 2nd fret on the 5th string and your 2nd finger to the 3rd fret on the 6th string, and then strum the whole guitar. And it should sound like that. Next up is D. Now when you move to D from G5, you can actually just leave your 3rd finger down. Your 3rd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret on the 2nd string for D. Your 2nd finger is going to be on the 2nd fret on the 1st string, and your 1st finger is going to be on the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Now the tricky thing here is getting the 3rd finger note to ring because it's between the 1st and 2nd finger notes. For this one, we're going to strum from the 4th string down. Next up is C. For C, we're going to use our 1st finger on the 1st fret on the 2nd string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, and 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 5th string, and we're going to strum from the 5th string down for this one. Lastly is E minor. For E minor, we're just going to use 2 fingers, your 1st finger and 2nd finger. We're going to put them on the 2nd fret, your 1st finger being on the 5th string and 2nd finger being on the 4th string. It should sound like this. So those are the 4 chords you're going to need to know to play the song. Let's move along to the verse. Okay, the verse to the song is a pretty basic chord change. We're going to start on G5. Move to C, to D, back to C, and back to G5. Then it all starts over. So we've got G5, C, D, C, and as if you may have noticed from the strumming that I'm doing, it's a very basic strum. It's all downstrokes, and we'll look at that in more detail in a minute. But first I'm going to play this part of the song for you along with the music, that being the intro and the verse, so you can watch my hand as the chords change, and I'll shout out the chord changes as we go. Alright, the chord changes to the chorus go like this. We're going to start on E minor, go to G5, to D, C, and wrap it up on G5. And then he repeats it. We'll go through it again here. We got E minor, G5, D, C, and G5. Okay, here's a couple different strums you can use for the song. You want to keep your eye on my right hand here. Depending if you're a beginner or a little more advanced, you can choose which one you want to use. The first one is all down strums. It would just go like this. Down, 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 rhythmically. See how I'm doing that? that one's pretty basic. And the other one you can use is a pretty mellow strum. You want to remember to strum this very lightly and very intently, accenting the downbeats when you play it. But it looks like this. And what I'm doing here is a down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. And the places where you hear me speaking a syllable such as down or up are the places where you're going to strike the strings. The other places you're going to miss the strings. However, keep your right hand moving in an up-down motion so that the strum sounds really steady. So I'm actually missing the strings in some spots. Here's where I'm missing them. I'm going down, miss, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, miss, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, miss, down, up, miss, up, down, up, down, miss, down, up, miss, up, down, up. And now when you change your left hand chords, you may want to take a look at both hands at this point. You want to be sure that as you change, you're always on a down strum to accent that chord change. Here's what I mean. We have a down starting on the G5. When we move to D, down strum. Now I'll move to C for you. Down strum, and back to G5 with a down strum. And that about does it for the strumming part for this song. There is a individually note-picked part of the song, but I cover that in a different lesson. Like I said earlier, this one's for beginners. Let's move on to the next part of the lesson.